Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Honey Flow Show. I'm really excited to bring on this next guest, extra special as well. Always looking for new talent and, singers I haven't heard of before, but she's doing really big things in New York and New Jersey. We're definitely going to get into her bio. I'm really excited to introduce her. I get a lot of artist submissions online, especially coming from a radio background, being on radio. We get so many artists, and I can tell you that, when you hear an artist and their sound is extra special, you definitely want to bring them on. So I'm really excited to bring on Keyona Lashawn. She's done really big things. She also performed at the Apollo Theater in New York, and Freddie Jackson discovered her, signed her on to his label. So we're definitely going to be talking about that, Climax Entertainment, and also just her journey being a singer for a very long time. I love her vibe, her sound. It's exactly, definitely reminds me of that kind of neo soul type of vibe. I even can say it could be comparable, when I do my Soul Sunday show, like to Tamia, or, some of the real soulful artists like Jill Scott, or just so many others, Floetry. She's definitely got that vibe and that voice, so I'm excited to bring her on. Make sure you guys are adding her, buy her music. It's definitely her whole album, I've listened to. It's really, really good. We're going to bring her on right now, and make sure you say hi. I think she's kind of new to Twitch, so let's bring her in here right now. Hello, how
Hi.
you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, good,
Thank
good.
you so much for having me.
Yeah, I'm excited to definitely, hear more about your journey and your experience as
Yes.
well. Are you
And
familiar with? Yeah,
you
go
just
ahead.
named some of my favorites too.
Yeah, there's,
Tamia, Joe Scott.
yeah, you
Oh
definitely fit
yes.
that vibe so much as
Thank
well.
you.
You know, um, are you actually familiar with Twitch or not really?
No, it's my first time being on here.
Wow, amazing.
And I get to
Okay.
share it with you guys. So
Yeah, and welcome. I don't know if you could see the chat. If you click comments, you'll be seeing it takes
okay.
a few minutes for people to start coming through to my show. And
Okay.
just to let you know, sometimes I get raids in, which basically people raid into your show from another show. They could
Okay.
bring in 15 people. Sometimes you get lucky and they bring in 100 people.
Oh
So
wow.
if you start seeing a lot of, me stopping and welcoming people, that's why.
Okay.
And sometimes we get hype trains on the show, which people subscribe to you or,
Nice.
give you bits. So if that comes in, then I will definitely be, thanking people. You can't really see all
Yeah.
of it here, but just letting you know.
Okay,
Um,
cool.
yeah. So yeah, make sure you guys welcome her, guys. This is her first time on Twitch, and I also welcome YouTube and Facebook under DJ
Yeah.
Honey Flow. This is Keyona Lashawn, and she's a really special singer. You guys are going to be hearing some of her material throughout the show. But my first question for you too is: did you actually grow up in Jersey too?
So I was born in West Virginia, but I was raised in Jersey since the age of 2. So yeah, I'm a Jersey girl.
Okay,
Yes.
wow. And you've been singing
hmm
for a while. I know I noticed in your bio it says since you were 2 years old.
hmm So
Wow.
it's funny because it was my grandmother's birthday, and everybody was singing happy birthday, and I was like, I want to sing happy birthday, and I started singing happy birthday, and everybody was like, oh my God, like she's doing like some little runs and stuff. So that was kind of like when everybody else discovered that I can sing. For me, um, just like elementary school, doing like talent shows and stuff like that is when I really fell in love with music and performing and yeah, and church.
Yeah. So you knew from a very young age that you had like a gift, like you knew that you had a
I just
strong
I just
voice?
knew that I loved music. I didn't really think about like, oh, I have something. I just knew like that I loved it. And then watching like different artists on TV, I was like, I want to do that, you know?
For sure. Wow. And yeah, and that's a long time, like being
hmm
that young. Did your parents ever kind of push you into, a lot of singing competitions or different things like that growing up?
I don't feel like they had to push me. It was more like I wanted to do it. But my mom definitely, because I started recording in the studio at like 13, 14, and my mom was like, she would get off work, take me to the studio, stay with me in the studio, because like there's really not a lot of females in the studio. So she would stay with me. I would record, then she would go home, get a little bit of rest, have to go back to work. Um, she brought me to like fashion shows that I would sing at, and you know, I always like anybody who was my friend had to be in my group. We would like make up dances and songs and perform at like the boardwalk at ShopRite. Like I've always loved performing and singing.
Nice, amazing. Hey, we
Hmm.
got Jay Copes in the building.
Hey, J.
You,
Cole.
you look new to me. So where are you from as well? First time chatter I see here, and I know
He's
people are.
actually signed to the same company. He's an artist too.
Oh wow, amazing. Oh,
Yeah.
awesome. How you doing, Jay Copes? I gotta check you. I gotta check you out after too, as well. I
Yes.
definitely will. Wow. So who actually inspired you, like in music as well, growing up?
Oh my gosh. I think it started because my mom and my dad sing. I think like seeing my mom sing around the house, cleaning and like singing. I think that was like one of my first inspirations. Um, oh my God, like the list is just huge. Beyonce, Tamia, Freddie Jackson, Billie Holiday. I love Etta James. I did Etta James for the Apollo. I don't know
Yes. Yeah.
if you saw
Yeah,
it.
I saw that there. Yeah.
Um, Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson. Like it's just the list goes on. So
There's
many
so
people
many.
inspire me. Yep.
That's so true. Wow. So
And
you
that's
were,
not even to touch on the new artists that are out that I love.
yeah. What are some of the new artists that you love, actually?
Oh, I like Coco Jones. Jasmine Sullivan's not really new, because I've been listening to her before. Like she actually like came out, but I love Jasmine. Ooh, who else? Vito. I love Vito. Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot. So true. And
Mhm.
so you were actually recording at 13 too, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
how did that work recording at 13? Like was it like I don't know how old you are. You don't have to give your age away
Mm.
if you don't want to, but like recording at 13, I know when I was 13 it was like the ghetto blaster, the boom box, the
Aw.
record and the play. That's how old
Mhm.
DJ Honeyflow is. But so how were you actually recording too at 13? Were you just recording, tapes
Yeah.
or in the
No,
studio?
I was actually going to the studio. It started out, I think I was singing in the mall, and I met this producer who he was like, I know a manager, da 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 da. And they actually came to my house like the next day. It was him and some other producers that he brought with him. And they were like, we want to get her to record. My mom was like, that's fine, but I just have to go. And I started recording with them. And then from there, I got introduced to, I can't remember the name of the studio now, but Dre and Vidal's studio in Philly. I was going there with a drummer, like, and I wasn't even like really singing there. I was just kind of like learning and watching and just being around. And I actually met Marsha Ambrosius, and she was like, when I
Oh,
was your
wow.
age, she was like, I was not singing. She was like, I was playing. I think she said basketball or something. So she was like, keep going. Keep doing it, working at it. You'll get better. Da 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 da. So yeah. So it
That's
started off,
amazing.
yeah.
Yeah, Floetry, they're one of my favorite groups.
Yes,
Definitely digging their
absolutely.
vibe, strong voices, and their song, and they write as well, right, Marsha?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
We got Hate Drizz. Is that it? Hate Drizz in the building.
Oh, hey.
How you doing? Good to see you as well. So definitely all you Twitchers. I know it takes a little bit for them to come through, but once you guys start coming through, make sure you say hello. Of course, this is our first time on Twitch. This is a great actually platform. I know it looks like a gamer platform probably when you look at it, but I'm not sure if you're familiar. But during the pandemic, everyone in music, in basically invaded this app because we couldn't
Yeah.
play our music live on Instagram or Facebook or
Mm-hmm.
any of these other apps. So there was thousands and probably millions because there's 10 million streamers on Twitch. But millions of people invaded. And I mean, if you had time too, a lot of singers do very, very well on Twitch. They don't need anything professionally recorded. They literally are in
Right.
their rooms just singing, and so
Wow.
much support on Twitch for singers. They do very, very well, like a few hundred people all the
Oh,
time in their room.
wow.
So I could see you doing very, very well too, like even online here. But it seems like you have a lot of social media. So how do you keep up with everything? Because you're on Spotify,
Oh,
Amazon, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Like, how do you keep up with everything
right.
and singing? It's a lot.
So as far as like the streaming, like you said, the Spotify and all that stuff, my management team does that. My Instagram, I have some people that are helping me with, like recording videos and content and stuff like that. And I mean, it's fun. So it doesn't really take away from anything. If anything, it's adding because people are finding me from doing the videos. So yeah, we have some more stuff
Oh, for sure.
coming. So
Hmm. Okay, awesome. Yeah, and you're on TikTok as well, right? So
TikTok, yep. I'm still
yeah,
trying to learn the TikTok. I'm still trying to
yeah,
learn TikTok, but yeah,
yeah. It's a lot. There's so many apps. I wish you could try to
it is.
merge like them all together. You can for some. Like right
Right.
now, we're doing Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, but it doesn't allow you to go. I don't think to Instagram or TikTok yet.
Hmm.
So yeah, there's it's doing your social media is definitely a full-time job for
Yes,
sure.
it is. It is.
Yeah. So now you have like a pretty interesting story about auditioning at the Apollo Theater in New York. How did that come about? Like you just learning about that, and I don't know if it was an audition or if it was a singing competition there at the Apollo Theater or just a performance.
Yeah, so a friend of mine, he sings, and he was like, I'm gonna be auditioning for the Apollo. Why don't you, take the train with me from Jersey to New York and go out there and do it? So I was like, yeah, let's do it. And I wasn't really thinking of it actually really going anywhere. I just thought it was gonna be fun, just something I'm doing with my friend. And we actually both ended up getting picked to do the show. And we were actually in the same contest. They put us on the same day too, so we kind of competed against each other.
Oh
But it
wow.
was it was fun. And then I won first place. They had me come back again, and I performed again. Yeah,
How
so it was
many artists
fun.
were actually there that you were kind of performing with?
As far as like the audition,
Yeah.
so the audition, when soon as we got off the train, you can see the line wrapped around the field.
Wow.
It was so many people. And I think we were like one of the last few people that actually made it in because they had to cut the list off because it was so many people.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Crazy.
we just made it. And yeah, I don't know how many like seats it how many people it fits in the actual in the building. I'm not sure, but it was a lot of people there. We
Oh,
sold
for
out for the show
sure.
for the actual show. It sold out.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, DJ Jonah, thanks for coming through.
Hey.
We got Jess Luciano, is it? I do name Butcher on the Honey Flow show, so just want to let you know that. But how you doing? Good to see you. Is it Jess Luciano, I believe? We got, let's see here. We got some of my tribe coming in slowly here.
Hey
DJ
guys.
J Jonah as well. Good to see you too. Thanks for coming through. He loves your voice, by the way. DJ
Oh,
Jonah
thank
was,
you.
I think he was, I, posted some videos and he was like, yeah, this is fire. Like her, her voice, her sound. He's
Thank
out of
you.
Chicago as well too. So
Nice.
I'm sure he'll be able to promote, your music. And I've been telling other DJs to definitely play your music as
Thank
well too.
you.
It's something really special. So the
Thank
Apollo
you.
Theater, wow. Like, were you
It was the best
nervous?
experience. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm always nervous when I have to perform.
really?
Always nervous.
Yeah.
Um, but it was normally like once I sing the first word, it kind of like leaves. It was funny because the day of the show, like you do like a sound check, and then everybody's downstairs kind of getting ready together, and we all prayed together. And before walking up, it was like the nerves had already left me. So I know
Wow.
that God was with me that day. And it's actually, you can't even really see, it's so many people and it's so spotlight is so bright you can't really
Hmm.
even see everybody except like the front couple seats or whatever. But I don't know, I just like let go of everything and just, did my best.
That's
And
awesome.
it was the
That's
best experience.
Yeah, that's so awesome. And it's so true too when you're on a stage and the bright
Mhm.
lights are on you. People don't
Mhm.
even know the amount of heat and bright lights that are on
Yes.
you. And then when you look out, it's like pitch black. And or
Yes.
sometimes if you're on a stage, there's like so many people, it just looks like a sea of heads. I
Yep.
find it
Mhm.
actually I get less nervous being on a stage doing that speaking than being on Twitch where the camera's like right here
Oh,
and
wow.
it's more interactive, like with the chat, so they
Mhm.
can really see everything,
Yeah, that's
right?
funny that you say that because even smaller rooms make you more nervous because it's so intimate and like you said, everybody's like right there and you can see them. You're right. Yep, I feel the same way. I feel the same way.
So true. Wow, I would have never thought because looking at your performance, like you just look calm, cool, collective. Like you look like you own the stage, like you exude confidence. So it's interesting to hear that
That's hot.
it's you get nervous,
Yes.
because you really, really
Mhm.
exude it. And I'm just like, wow, when you walk on, definitely could tell that you have had practice doing what you do.
Oh,
But
thank
that's
you.
awesome that you said that because it goes to show that we're all human, right?
Right. Mhm.
Yeah. And
And
prayer
even
definitely helps. I believe
right.
that what you said. Yeah.
Right. And then with the Apollo too, um, like the little stump that you rub, I don't know what it is, but it's like you can feel everybody's like energy that was ever there. Like all the greats that was there. It's like, I don't know, it's amazing. So for all the
Mhm.
artists out there, if you want to do something, cool and like just like it's a part of our history, you know what I mean? Like go do it, try the Apollo. It's fun. Everybody supports each other, which you don't always get, you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
that was great.
So
Yep.
where does that confidence come from then? Even if it's like elements of feeling a bit insecure, but you just push yourself anyways to do it. Like where does that come from then?
So I don't know if you know, there's a scripture that says, oh my goodness, I just had it. I lost it. Like that God doesn't give us a spirit of fear, but power, love, and sound mind. I always thought that it like literally meant like that he doesn't give you fear. So I'm like, okay, so when I get that, is it the devil? You know what I mean? But then
Mhm.
I sat in a sermon and the pastor explained it. He was like, no, that's not what it means. So he explained it like even when you do feel those like, the fear or whatever, you just push through it. You know what I mean? God just wants
Mhm.
us to push through it because he's with us. So ever since then, I just try to like, let it go. Even today, honestly, like even doing this, like you can ask my team. I was like,
Oh,
hold
really? Aw.
on. But yeah, so you just, and then another thing too that Mr. Jackson taught me was when you're yourself, like you don't ever have to put on a front. So it's like if I'm, you asked me to do this because you wanted me, you know what I mean? So that kind of gives you a little less stress because you're just coming at yourself.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Right. So
And
I just
and
try
if
not to be nobody else, just be me.
And I don't want to make you nervous or anything, but I'm just letting you know they do call me the Barbara Walters of Twitch. So
Oh
I have
shoot.
been known to make a few men cry on Twitch, not
Oh my.
purposely,
Well, don't
but
be don't have me on here crying.
no, no, I'm just joking. We get sometimes we get a bit deep, sometimes we get
Hmm.
goofy, sometimes it depends. I'm definitely keeping it more music related because I know you don't know
Right.
me closely, so I don't want to
Right.
scare you off or anything. But
Next time.
yeah,
Just kidding.
exactly. I always ask people like how deep they want to go, but it's always refreshing to meet someone that in this industry that also, shares the same faith too, because it's so
Right.
rare.
It is.
And it's hard. It's really hard to navigate as well. So it's yeah. So don't
And
worry.
as a
Like
woman, oh my God,
yes,
like
as a woman in the industry for sure, it's definitely not easy. So I'm curious, like how you navigate, like how you kind of keep your integrity or like your values or your faith, especially in this type of industry. I'm always curious because it always helps me when I hear from other people answer that
right.
question because I still struggle with that in entertainment a
No,
lot too.
absolutely.
So how do
It's
you? What keeps you, I guess, grounded in this industry,
yeah,
or
so
you know?
it's it's good like who you have around you too. You know what I mean? My team um definitely keeps me grounded. Definitely like will remind me if I need to be reminded, like, girl, you know what I mean? So like it's important who you have around you. Um, because the people around you can either make you or break you. So I would
Hmm.
definitely say, so my advice would be your team, you know, and then just, staying in your word, and like I said, staying true to who you are. When you have like boundaries and things that you know that you just won't do, don't do them. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like we talked about as far as being women, it's so hard,
Hmm.
because you have, people that will be like, oh, well, if you just, if you do this, I'm talking about men. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
for sure.
If you do this, oh, I'll give you this. But it's like, no, I won't do that, because if God has it for me, it's gonna be for me. I don't have to do, X, Y, and Z to get on. But I also don't
Exactly.
now. I don't find that hard now, because of the people
Hmm.
that I have around me. Um, like they kind of navigate through a lot of things, so I don't even have to deal with that. But earlier on, from like maybe like 17 to like 21, it was like hard, because you're young, and then this is most of the guys are older guys, so but yeah.
Yeah. And plus, you're a beautiful woman, so I could definitely
Thank
see
you.
that. You have a strong voice.
Thank
So I
you.
could see, producers or people kind of like how club promoters or different people come up to me as a
Hmm.
DJ, hey, if you
Hmm.
wear something cuter, or if you do this, or if you do
Yep.
that, you'll get paid more, or just
Yep.
different things. So I
Right,
understand.
exactly.
Yeah. How you doing, Streds? Good to see you. We got DJ
Hey.
J Jonah. Thanks for coming through in the building. Let me know if it sounds staticky out there, you guys. If you could let me know if my sound's okay, because I know on my ears it's staticky right now. But I want to make sure it's coming clear for you guys out there. Hey, we got DJ Boa Ninjas all the way from the UK. He actually does
Oh,
radio
wow.
too. He does a radio station. So Boa Ninjas, I've been talking about her. She's extra special. You got to make sure you play her out in the UK. Of course, this is Keyona Lashawn. She signed on a few years ago with Freddie Jackson's label. She's definitely worthwhile to put on your radio show out there as well. And you never know. You never know how far your music can reach. Sometimes you think, oh, maybe it's only reaching here, but you never
Right,
know who's online, who your music can reach. And I
right.
I literally really believe in your music. Like when
Thank
heard it right
you.
away, I'm like, I'm snatching her up before she gets on
Oh, thank
the
you.
Angie Martinez show or Tamron Hall or like some of these big shows. I'm gonna make sure I snatch her up right
Oh,
away.
thank you.
Yeah.
But
How
yeah,
you
it's not Freddie's label, it's his management company, like his
management
management
company?
team.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, management team. Okay.
We have like the
Thanks
same
for letting me
management
know
team.
that.
Hmm.
Okay. This girl, Xtina, how you doing? Good to see you as well. I know she's gonna love your music too. Yeah, so I'm gonna actually play a clip, you guys, so you can hear, her music. So this was her audition. I tried downloading a few videos here. This was her audition at the Apollo Theater. What year was that in? Was that 2018?
Oh, I
I
believe
think.
so. And I,
Yeah.
if it's the video on YouTube, that's actually not the audition. That's the
Oh,
actual show.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the
Yeah.
show. Okay. So that's
Hmm.
good. You let me know that. So I'm going to play this and we're going to get into another song of hers. There's a picture of you that reminds me of Janelle Monet. I don't know
Oh,
why,
wow.
but just the way you're posing just reminds me a lot of her as well.
Hmm.
And I've interviewed actually a DJ on here that was in Janelle Monet's mansion. He gave his
Wow.
vinyls to her, so she invited him over to his place. So I interviewed him. I think it was DJ Malachi, or it might have been Malachi. It was a while ago, but it was
Wow.
interesting. So the picture that you have in the white sweater, we're going to be playing later. It just when
Okay.
I look at it, I'm like, oh, it reminds me so much of Monet.
Oh, I love her
Um,
too.
oh, let's see here. That's interesting. So you said there's static when Kiana talks, but not when you talk, DJ Honeyflow. Interesting. I'm not getting
Mm.
static from her end. I'm definitely getting it from my end. Okay, thanks for letting me know that. We're going to keep it going too. I'm not sure where the static is coming from. Sometimes it helps if you have, do you have headphones
Hmm.
you could plug in? Maybe a laptop? I don't know. Or are you running it through your laptop? Or no? Or through your
No.
phone?
through the
Oh,
phone, and I have my
okay.
headphones.
Oh, maybe it's the headphones,
Hold on,
maybe.
let me see.
Yeah, I don't know if you could take the headphones off. That would be good. Thanks for letting me know this, Stina, as well. Hope you guys are doing well out there. Thanks for joining the Honey Flow Show. Oh, no, I can't hear anything now. Okay, let's see. Let's see if that's better.
We're gonna change out the headphones.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I think that's what it is. She says you can hear, but it's a little bit staticky. That's what I thought it was me, my
Okay.
headphones. But okay, no problem. It's not too bad. While you're doing that, we're gonna get into a video of hers at the Apollo Theater, you guys, in New York. So this performance, all right. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and hopefully this works. We're gonna set this up right now.
Something told me it was over when I saw you and her talking. Something deep down in my soul said cry. When I saw you and that girl walking around. Ooh. See, I would rather go blind, boy, than to see you walk away from me. Ooh. So you see, I love you so much that I don't want to watch you leave, baby. And most of all, I just don't want to be free. Oh, ooh, ooh. See, I was just thinking of your kiss and your warm embrace. Yeah. When a reflection in a glass that I held to my lips now, baby, revealed these tears that are on my face. Hey, and baby, I'd rather go alone than watch you walk away. Walk away. And baby, oh baby, I would rather go blind. Thank you, Apollo.
Whoa! She was smooth too. Oh man. You had a good time tonight?
I wonder if this is better. I can't hear anything.
Oh, can you guys hear me now? I think I was muted.
Yeah.
All right, you're perfect.
I wonder if it sounds better.
Yes, it sounds so much better.
Good.
Yeah, no
Okay.
static. It's perfect.
Good.
So post a comment, you guys, in the chat. How you doing, Kim Blue? We got Struds. We call him Strud Muffin. You know, this girl, Xtina, she's from Boston. She says it sounds great. She does a playlist show too, so I'm sure I can get her playing you as well. You know, Kim Blue's clapping here. Who else? You know, Struds is throwing up some emotes for you, and some applause. And Boa Ninjas, like I said, does a radio show in the UK, and he said, "Wow." So I know
Oh,
he's got an ear for artists. I'm telling you guys, that's why I need to snatch her up before, before she starts going on all these other shows too.
and this is just the first time I'm gonna be on here. I'm gonna be on here again. I'm gonna be
All
on
right,
here multiple
perfect.
times.
Sounds good. That's great. Yeah. Oh, maybe I should think about, getting some drops too. I'll definitely be playing you a lot though.
Absolutely.
But
I'll be in the
and I'm
studio tonight, so send it
oh,
over and
that
I'll
would be
do it tonight.
dope. Actually, that would
Yeah,
be really, really dope for sure. Getting drops from you. Um,
absolutely.
if there's so that was the Apollo Theater, that performance. What was the feeling? So you said you were nervous, but as soon as you came on the stage and grabbed the mic, you just felt like you
Yeah,
felt probably more calmer, or
yeah. It's like you feel like the energy from, and I know like spiritually saying energy is not good, but like
Mhm.
I don't know no other way to explain it, but it's like you feel like the presence of everybody who's ever performed on that stage, and like everybody's performed there, and it's like I don't
Mhm.
know, you feel it. It's like, and I've been on lots of stages, but that one, it just has a presence with it. I don't know.
For sure. Wow.
It
Did you have
Yes.
goosebumps or anything like
I
after
did.
you heard
I
the
did. And
crowd's
it's and the
reaction?
yes, and it's funny because I don't normally, get goosebumps when I hear other people sing. But
Hmm.
it's just yes, like when you walk out there, you just like you get goosebumps and it's just I don't know. And like a peace came over me. It's
Oh,
I don't
that's
know.
amazing. That's
Yeah.
awesome. We got Bronx Harlem in the building, or I'll do it
Yeah.
properly. Bronx Harlem girl in the building. She said that you sounded amazing as well.
Thank you.
So I want everyone to do me a favor, and everyone catching the replay. I know people are coming in slowly today, but I know a lot of people are going to catch the replay later too. And Facebook, YouTube, I welcome you as well, not just Twitch, but I want everyone in the room, you guys, to make sure you're adding Keyona. It's underscore Lashawn, I believe, on Instagram. She's
Yes.
from New Jersey, and please follow her on Instagram, YouTube, and all her socials. And also, you could buy her music on Spotify and Amazon Music too.
I will.
Amazon Music is on Twitch too, so it would be great
Okay.
to try to get you on here more as well.
Yeah.
Um, Streds is from the UK too. He says you smashed it.
Oh, thank
Um,
you.
Tara Lee's as well. She was on my show I was on for 9 hours yesterday. She's saying what's up to everyone. And Bronx Harlem says New Jersey, stand up. As well, yeah, we got a lot of
Hey.
people from New York in here. So that's awesome. So your mentor you mentioned was Freddie Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And is it that he signed you on? Was it a label that you mentioned, Climax Entertainment?
No, so it's a backstory to that whole
Mhm.
thing. when I
Okay.
was when I was 16, I don't know if you ever heard of the Sugar Bar. All of my New York people, I know they know the Sugar Bar is Ashton Simpson's club. So I went there when I was 16 with my cousin.
Oh,
I wasn't even old enough to get in, but he was like a
wow.
background singer for so many people, and he was like, "I'm gonna get you in." So so I went with him, and it was actually Freddie Jackson's birthday, and I sung
Oh,
"Happy Birthday." And then we kind of like left out a little while after, and it wasn't until a couple years later when and this is how like everything works out, like how it's supposed to work out. I ended up meeting a guy named David Still, who's actually Freddie's manager. Didn't even know it was his manager. And me and him connected and, started working together, and he managed Freddie. So
mhm.
then me and Freddie reconnected, and it just like, became something so great from there. So it's like, I don't know, everything just works out as supposed to. And it's like a full circle moment. And now, like, me and Freddie was in this, me and Mr. Jackson, I'm
Mhm.
sorry, were in the studio together last week. He has some new music coming out. He just released the album titled My First Love, dedicated to his mom. So you guys got to go check that out. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, I also play,
Yeah.
Tara Lee says, You Are My Lady. Oh, Freddie. So
Yes.
true. I always play Freddie on Sunday nights on my show. You can let him know that
Yes.
on my
I
show. I
will.
definitely play him a lot on my show as well.
You have to check out his new album.
Yeah, I definitely will. I definitely will. I play a lot of his, of course, his older classics
Right.
on my show, and it's crazy too because my moderator that I told you about that recently
Right.
passed away on my show. I mean, she'd be listening to like Freddie and all the artists that you mentioned. Like
Wow.
like those were artists that she loved too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's extra special. Bronx Harlem says, yeah, we love Freddie as
Yes.
well. That's awesome. And it seems like he really supports you. I noticed on
Yeah.
Instagram, like just some of his posts and his videos
Right.
about you
Mm-hmm.
too.
And he has a
Yeah.
podcast. He brings me on his podcast every week. So,
Oh, okay. Awesome. What's the podcast called? I'm gonna have to check that
it's
out.
Conversations with Freddie.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
with Freddie Jackson. I believe it has Freddie Jackson. Yeah.
Oh,
Conversations with Freddie
amazing.
Jackson. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. So make sure you guys
Yeah.
add her, definitely add her music. I know a few people said that they followed you.
Yay.
And
Thank you.
keep uh, spreading, her music as well. Sometimes on commercial radio, you hear like like the Beyoncés, the Rihannas, like,
Mm-hmm.
coming from radio, you hear it so often. But artists, I
Right.
feel like yourself too, deserve way more radio play, and commercial radio is obviously more of a business now.
Mm-hmm.
So you're only going to hear a portion of
Right.
artists. But there's so many great artists out there like yourself that,
Thank you.
definitely need more radio play. So DJs, everyone in the room, I have producers sometimes that stop through too. Like, definitely grab her music. It's worthwhile, to listen to.
Yes, I definitely want to thank you because, like I told you earlier in the conversation, like behind the scenes, that a lot of your followers are like reaching out saying, that you sent them. So thank you.
Oh, that's
Thank
awesome.
you.
That's good. And I hope it continues for sure.
Yes.
So in 2020, you released a debut single called Falling in Love, and you actually write
Yes.
your own music too. You're a
Yes.
music writer, yeah. So
Uh-huh.
have you been writing for many years, like this whole time, like writing for a while?
So I used to write poems when I was younger. Not really. I guess now looking back, it could have been music, but I never really saw myself as a songwriter. I would work with writers and different things like that. And then one of the main things, like when I came over to Climax, um, they're like, you need to write. Nobody can tell your story the way that you can tell your story. So I was like, okay. And then I just kind of like, took what I know from writing poems into making songs. And it actually has been doing really good. I've been writing for a lot of other artists as well. Yeah.
That's awesome. So what type of artists do you like write for? Is it just like more R&B artists, or eh,
No.
just like a mix of
Yeah. It's a mixture.
artists?
Yeah. I actually recently just finished a country record.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I've done a few country records. I don't know if you guys know a show called Love and Marriage Huntsville with Melody Holt. I just wrote Cloud Nine for her. It went, I think, number 2 on iTunes, like around Christmas time.
Oh, wow.
And then a lot of like ghostwriting and stuff like that, and then movie scores and stuff like that.
Okay, where do you get your inspiration too, just for writing? Like, is there anything, any common denominator or like factor when you're writing, or does it just come to you at different times?
So, well, that's a good question. A lot of times I write from like experience, like personal experience, or like from my friends. I might tell some of their business.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I just so like I get inspiration from people around me, and then also from my own stories. And then also there's times like in the middle of the night, like I'll hear a song and I know that's God, like I'll hear something, I'll have to get up and like record it on my phone real fast. So songs come different ways, but most of the time it's from like personal experience.
Now the lights on and some of those songs that you have, did you write
Hmm.
them or did someone
Yes.
else write them?
No,
Okay.
I've written all of my songs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, all
Wow.
of my songs. Yeah.
So you guys got to hear her music, and I don't know if I know Keyona probably doesn't know, but we always talk about finding love in aisle 2 of the grocery
Mm.
store.
Aisle two.
Aisle 2, it's just a
That's where I
special
need
thing.
to go.
Yeah, it's just a special thing. So I was telling my moderators about you and saying, I have a few that want to get into IL5, which is the entanglement section.
Oh
Not
wow.
IL2. IL2 is all about marriage and commitment and like,
Yes.
true real love. IL5 is kind of probably a little bit more steamier, and I always try to
Mm-hmm.
drag people from IL5 to
The
IL2.
two,
So
yeah.
when I was listening to your songs, I was like, whew, this is steamy, man.
From aisle 5.
This is steamy. This is really steamy for Honey Flow. I mean, I can
Yes.
listen to it. Actually, your music, I love all your songs. But I
Thank
was like,
you.
lights on, lights on. I wonder where she's getting that from. So I called my moderator. He's like, oh my gosh, I'm in love with this girl. I'm in love. She's in aisle
Aw.
5 with me. I'm in love with her. Tara Lee's, where's Junior? We got it. We got to introduce her to
Oh
Keyona. I
gosh.
don't know if she's single, but we got to introduce her to her. So I'm just curious, where do you get that track, The Lights On? You guys got to listen to it. You got to
It's
really listen to it.
where I know it was
It's
definitely like a
steamy.
rainy night. um, so
That
I
sounds
don't
so
know.
like some Love Jones activity. I was like, whoop.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that night it might have been like raining. I was in the bathtub.
Mhm.
And I don't know, it just came like that's one of my favorite places to write. I know that's
Oh,
weird,
wow.
but
No,
it's
it's
like
not weird.
that's like when I'm like my most relaxed state. Like I love just like laying back, taking a bath. And that's when I wrote that song. So
Okay.
yeah, so it wasn't about anybody in particular, but it's just, a little spicy,
Oh
fun.
yeah, for sure, for
Yeah.
sure, definitely, yeah. No, I just thought it was funny. I was just thinking about, and then when they saw your picture, they're like, yes,
Ah,
they're like, set me up, set me up. I'm like, all right,
oh.
yeah, we'll see.
Only if they're in aisle 2, I'll come over there.
Yeah, I'm trying to
I don't know
drag
about the
him.
aisle 5.
We're trying to drag him back into aisle 2.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
exactly. But yeah, no, I definitely love your music. You have that soulful vibe. And I was just saying earlier, you guys, it reminds me of just that neo soul type of like that real soulful vibe, even like Leela James or
Ooh,
when I think of Marsha from Flowetry or Jill Scott or
yes.
just some of those artists that sound. So make sure you guys definitely check her out. If you guys have any questions too, drop them in the chat for Keyona. Anyone, this is her first time on Twitch, you guys. So if you have any questions, drop them in the chat for her. Maybe she can help Honey Flow with a bit of spice. Maybe she can help me with a bit of spice. Who
Oh,
knows? I
yeah.
don't know. We got
I
Ashton
got
in
you.
the club. Yeah, exactly. We got Ashton in the club as well. How you doing, Ashton? Um, and good to see you guys. So yeah, so that's interesting that you're writing. Did you do spoken word like events when you were growing up? Because you said you did a bit of poetry.
No, no, not really. The poetry was more like in high school and stuff like that. I was like in the poetry club, but no,
Hmm.
I didn't do. I have been to those events, but I usually sing.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So was there any other times besides the Apollo Theater that stood out to you? Any performances that you
Oh,
sang at that you remember, just even growing up?
that's great. I know. I believe that was in October. I did a show with Mr. Jackson and Melba Moore.
Wow.
And it wasn't necessarily like that the show was like so memorable. It was more so like the behind the scenes because we were all able to be in the dressing room. We shared a dressing room, so I got to like kind of be like a fly on the wall and just like be around some people that I've looked up to for so long. And they gave me like some advice and I got to ask questions. I got to see that I'm not the only person that gets nervous before shows, you know what I mean? So that was like very memorable for me, but it wasn't necessarily like the performance part of it. It was the behind the scenes.
Okay. Yeah, I think every
Yeah.
singer gets nervous. Like everyone, even
Yeah.
Adele and some of them have stopped
Right.
singing. I think Barbara Streisand, I heard, like some of the big ones have stopped shows because they have so much anxiety when they get, because there is
Yeah.
a lot of pressure, right?
It
I
is.
mean, one minute people love you, next minute, they're
Yep.
unfollowing. Like that's just how
Yep.
social media works, right? And you have to
Mm-hmm.
get used to that. You have to get used to, to keep pushing and keep going.
Right.
right? So I know Bronx Harlem had a great question, and I know we talked about this a bit earlier, but we're going to go back to it because I really like her question here. She says, as a woman in the industry, how have you been treated over the years, too?
Mm, mm, mm. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, as far as like, it's very important who you keep around you. So now with the team that I'm working with, I'm treated very well because my manager, he's highly respected in the industry. He's worked with so many artists. So now I kind of like, I don't have to go through so many of the things that other people starting out has to go through. Prior to that, it was a lot of, foolery. But other than that, I've been respected and treated well.
Wow. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, definitely throw them in the chat for her as well. Make sure you guys are adding her on Instagram. Keyona, Lashawn, everyone in this room needs to add her, and everyone catching play too. Bronx Harlem Girl says, that's great to hear. Yeah, it's true. Some people don't realize, especially being female in this industry. I always hear guys say, "Oh, honey flow, that doesn't happen. It doesn't matter." But it does matter. It does happen, and it is your story, right?
Right.
With different things, and it's you can easily compromise yourself in this industry very,
So
very
easily.
easily. Yeah.
And
So
then
with
it's like also you feel like, oh, I can't call them out on it because then they're gonna blackball you, so it's so much pressure. And it's hard for guys too, but imagine being a woman, it's a lot harder. So it's the stuff that the men gotta deal with, we have it on like 10.
That's so true.
So
Yeah, exactly. If you can work with any artist, an artist that's either here or passed away, what would be some of those artists to you?
oh my goodness.
Like, say if you could do a duet or something together, who would that
Yes.
be?
Definitely Luther. One of my favorite songs is "The Closer I Get to You," and he did a version with him and Beyonce. I would love to do something with Luther. Who else? I mentioned Vito. I've like really been listening to him. I would love to do a duet with him. Of course, Beyonce. Beyonce. I would love to do something with Jasmine.
Like busting somebody's windows? Was that a Jasmine?
Oh no, not that. That is Jasmine, but not.
Is that what you mean?
No, not that one.
I'm just joking.
No. What's the one with her and Ari Lennox? It's also a spicy one. On it, I believe. Something spicy. I would love to do.
Okay, so where do you get your spiciness from? I'm curious now. Where do you get that spiciness?
I don't know. It's so funny because people who know me, they're like, "You're a grandma." Like I'm literally.
Really?
Yes.
No
if I'm not,
way.
if I'm not in the studio, I'm in the house, in the bathtub.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it for a second.
Oh
really?
My goodness, yes.
You got to see this girl, you guys.
But you know what? It was like COVID. I feel like ever since COVID, like now I feel so weird being outside. Like I get like if I'm in a crowd of people, I'm like, because I actually had COVID.
Oh wow,
it was terrible. So I'm like, so now I'm like kind of scared of people. So that's probably why I was grandma. Because before that, I was a little fun before that.
Yeah, you sound like the rest of us. We're all like that. Like after COVID, being locked down for so long. Yes. Like I agree. In crowds, I get a bit of like, whew, this is a lot for me, right? I think everyone's kind of gone through that.
But you know what? The pandemic actually, I know it was like bad for so many of us, but then there was also like this beautiful side to it. And it sounds weird saying it out loud, but like I learned how to be alone, because I mean, as you can tell from my songs, like I read about a lot of love and stuff like that. I'm a lover. I love love. But like being, during the pandemic, it made all of us kind of like be alone. If you're not married, you were in the house by yourself.
Oh yeah, for sure.
it just taught me to
You're
love
lucky if you had a
myself.
cat. You're lucky if you had a cat in this season. I wish I had a cat or something.
Right.
Like, I had nothing.
Somebody I could talk to.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, it just kind of taught me to be by myself and learn to love myself. I found out new things that I like to do, like even down to shows. Like I didn't know that I liked like old films. And like I love them. I can binge watch now. Like it's just so funny how like being by yourself, you just learn yourself, and you being in love. A lot of times, for a lot of us women, we put all of our energy into men, and we kind of lose ourselves. So it allowed me to not only tap into writing, but to also tap into me.
So true.
Yeah.
And Bronx Harlem says self-love is priceless, which is so
Yes,
true.
it is. You gotta listen
Definitely.
to time and space. Time and space.
Yes, exactly. Make sure you guys do. So I'm just curious if there were any like disappointing moments for you, as a singer, because you've been singing for a long time, since the
Yeah.
age of 2. And there's so many like great singers like the Jill Scotts that never get discovered. Like when I
Right.
used to interview people in Atlanta, there's so much talent. It was insane there. Like people would be singing in the washrooms, like ballads of Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, how is this person not signed anywhere?
Right.
Like it's crazy. Or they'd be singing their hearts out on the subway, just for the
Yeah.
love of music. So was there any moments, because you've been doing this for a long time, where you're kind of like disappointed, or disappointment in the industry as well?
Yeah, absolutely. You get a lot of no's. And oh, sorry.
No, that's okay.
You get a lot of no's, and sometimes it can make you feel like, well, am I not good enough? Is the song's not good? Should I just be a writer? Because that's, doing really well for me. Maybe I should just write for other people. But then you get that one yes that can literally change everything, I'm clearly not where I want to be, but I'm so much further along, right? Now with like I said, with the team and with finding Mr. Jackson and stuff like that. So it only takes that one yes. So you just gotta, just keep trying, keep doing what you love, and it's gonna work out. I really feel like God didn't give me this gift, and not only just a gift, but the want to do it. You know what I mean? To just be like, oh, I'm not gonna give it to you. You know what I mean? It might not be what we see for ourselves, but it's gonna be better.
And maybe it's not, maybe sometimes in life, and this is what I'm learning,
Right?
It's not for the masses. Like, how
Right.
everyone's like the next Instagram star, or like
Right.
gain 1 million people. But you know how many people I've interviewed that have traveled the world or done things and they're miserable, and they have
Right.
like 100,000 following, or a few people have a few million
Yep.
people, and they're doing everything, they're making the money, they're making their millions, but
Yep.
they're not happy. They're dealing with more anxiety. So what
Yep.
I'm learning, like what you believe in too, I'm a firm believer that like maybe God has you for specific people. Maybe
Yep.
it's, and that's a hard lesson to chew, especially
It is.
in entertainment, where it's like we're told to grow, to go further, to gain numbers, to
Yep.
build a following, or build basically ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're in that industry, right?
Yep.
But maybe it's for your music is to touch people that need to be touched, or to inspire,
Exactly.
or to motivate people in
Yep.
a different light, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely hard to swallow too. And
It is.
the game of self-comparison, like how do you because I mean, let's face it, we all do that on social media. But when you're
Yeah.
at an audition, like think about it, the Apollo Theater, the lineup was wrapped around the building for auditions.
Mm-hmm.
Like you were first place. That's insane, because it's
It is.
insanely competitive.
And
So-
I'm looking at some of the artists, I'm like, oh my God, they're so good. Like I wasn't even thinking about winning. Like I
Wow.
didn't even think about it. I just was doing it for fun. And I'm like, oh, that girl's gonna win. Like these people are so good.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
then the
just,
good thing about, I'm sorry.
yeah, I was gonna say, so looking at your victories, like looking at what you accomplished,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing too about the Apollo is because you know a lot of like these like when you do competitions, it's usually like judges, and a lot of times it's like who you know what I mean? Like they have their favorites or their people that come out, but with the Apollo, the audience chooses.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so that
Wow.
was definitely like I guess a shot in the arm. I was like,
Hmm.
okay, I have something good here because yeah, they choose.
Wow. So yeah, you're
Hmm.
right. And in this industry, it's definitely all in who you know.
Right.
It's not so much. Sometimes I feel like it's not even on talent. It's just like could be
Hmm.
popularity or who you know or who you know in the
Absolutely.
industry. You see it all the time, even in my field, right?
Hmm.
So that's interesting. Wow. Yeah. So definitely keep going. Oh,
Thank
Tara
you.
Lee's. I wasn't going to put her on the spot, but I was thinking. I was thinking
Uh.
earlier. But I mean, it's totally up to her. Tara Lee says, "Honey Flo, can you get her to sing?"
Mm.
But that's up to you if you wanted to give a little some.
Sure. What
Okay.
to sing? Um. Mm. Um. I'm trying to figure out what now. I wasn't expecting this. um. Um. I should do "Falling in Love," I guess.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll just do the hook. Or yeah. I'm falling in love with you. I'm giving my all to you. Spend the rest of my life loving you. Is that enough?
Wow, that's amazing, you guys.
Thank you.
If you guys want to hear more of her voice, you're going to have to add her on Instagram, Keyona
Yes, you gotta
Lashawn.
add me.
I think I got to be an agent. I got to be an agent. Yeah,
Listen, come
yeah,
on.
I like it. And Tara Lee's is saying thank you. Jonah says
You're
you are the
welcome.
real deal.
Oh,
Uh,
thank you.
this girl, Xtina, says sing it. I'm just looking at the chat here. If you see my eyes
Yeah,
moving, that's
I
why.
see it.
Bronx Harlem girl says she's following. Yeah, Bronx,
Yay.
you're close to Jersey, so if you're there,
Right.
you could always check her out as well.
Right.
Let's see. Yeah, so definitely make sure you guys are adding her, and again, checking out her music on Spotify and Amazon Music. You guys could check her. I'll put this
iTunes.
comment here. iTunes as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tidal, Pandora.
Oh wow. Yeah, you really
Yeah.
are everywhere. Oh man, that's amazing. That's awesome. So what would be like your favorite genre of music? Because it sounds like you've done a lot. Like I'm gonna guess R&B, but I don't want to assume. Do you have
Yeah,
different genres?
I would say I would say R&B because it kind of touches a lot of different things, you know. They just put the R&B on it, but it touches so many different other genres. So I would say definitely R&B.
Okay. Have you ever
Yeah.
worked with any like rappers or anything? Being kind of because I also see you doing what Ashante does. You know how
Oh
like she
yeah,
sings,
like
but
the
she also has like Ja Rule, or she has
right.
other artists that she's worked with, like a Mary J. Blige. Like I could see you doing vocals for hip hop
Yeah.
artists too.
So I've done some in the past, and then also the young man that came on earlier, Jay Copes. He's like, it's I don't know, it's not really rapping, but it's not really singing. It's like kind of in between. We've done
Oh,
some stuff
nice,
together. We have a
awesome.
song called "Oh Na Na Na,"
Hmm.
and you can find it if you look up Jay Copes and then "Oh Na Na Na." We've done something together, so I definitely want to get into it more. I even want to get like some rappers on my stuff. So,
Nice,
so if you know
yeah.
somebody, send them over.
No, I definitely will. I sent it out to. I know I interviewed another producer. He's worked with like Miguel and Chris Brown, and
Yes.
like
Okay.
his name's D Scant. So I tagged him on your video, and also DJ Michael Motion does. He's another DJ on here. He works for. I think it was. I can't remember if it was Spotify. He works for. Is it the Rick James or Rick something show? Rick D show. I'm
Mm.
drawing a blank. So he does. He's a producer on his radio show. So I tagged
Mm-hmm.
him, and they liked it. They put a check. They liked
Yay.
your video as well. So hopefully I'll try to maybe connect. You never know,
Yeah,
right?
that would be great.
Yeah, for sure. So Bronx Harlem asks, what about house music being from Jersey? Yeah, because house is big out there, right?
Mm, yeah, we're definitely working on some stuff.
Okay.
I don't know if it's the next song that I want to be the single. I don't know if it will be, because there's a lot of factors. But I have a song called Work that is, I guess you can say house. It's kind of like, I guess, because it's kind of like the Beyonce sound that she's doing now. I guess you would say that's house, right?
Yeah,
So yeah,
exactly.
yep. So I have a song that I'm working on now that I really want to put out next, and it's called Work. So
Okay.
yes.
Nice. Yeah, so Bronx Harlem definitely likes house, so she's like,
Mm-hmm.
yes. What about like Afro beats? Because I know that's super popular.
Yeah. So the song I was telling you about, the Oh Na 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 song, is
Mhm.
actually, yeah, that's what it is. Yep.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna check
Yeah.
that
I'll
out.
send it to you. I'll send it to
Okay,
you.
sounds
Yeah.
good. And Jonah also said he added you as well, which is
Thank
great.
you.
He's out of Chicago. Yeah, so make sure you guys grab her music and make sure you're playing it on your shows as well too.
Yes.
And so yeah, that's really great. So I'm just curious too, as an artist, are you doing this like full time, like being a full time
Yeah.
singer?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow. How do you take that leap? And this is definitely going to be to encourage other
Yeah.
singers or content creators. Like, how do you take that leap and just keep pushing to do it full time? Because I know it's not always easy.
Yeah. So it was kind of one of those things where I was like, God was like, ugh, push me into it. So
Hmm.
I actually was a nurse. I worked at a
Wow.
hospital during COVID. I worked for, I would say like maybe like the first year through COVID. And then I actually worked on a COVID floor. It was an
Hmm.
LTEC. So most of the patients were like vented or trached. And then I ended up catching COVID and had it really bad. And I
Hmm.
was out of work. And then instead of going back, I just kind of was like, this is what I'm going to do. And it's hard, it's definitely
Hmm.
hard, but, it's not for everybody. I don't
Hmm.
want to say like, oh, do it because, if you have a family, sometimes you can't do that. And there is
Hmm.
a way to balance both because I did that. I did balance both. But it's like, how like you get that feeling where it's like I'm not happy here anymore. Like it got
Yeah,
to the point where at
100%.
work, it was that point where I'll be at work and I'm like, I don't even love it anymore. Like I loved
Hmm.
both before, and now it's
Hmm.
like, and then
Wow. How
yeah,
long were you a nurse for? Because that's a lot. That's a lot of
yeah,
dedication, a lot of years of school
yeah.
as well.
Well, actually, I was a PCT, patient care technician. So
Okay.
it's
Hmm.
yeah, same kind
No,
of
that's
sort
still a
of.
lot of work.
Yeah,
You probably saw a lot.
yeah, definitely. I don't know. It wasn't in the beginning. It didn't seem hard to balance both because
Hmm.
when you love what you do, it doesn't feel like work. And then all of a sudden, it did.
Yeah, so
and
true.
then my like I said, and I have to keep saying my team, my team, my team, my team because I couldn't do it without my team.
Hmm.
You know.
Wow,
So
that's awesome. I was gonna say
right.
we got DJ Phil Skills in the building. How you doing? Some of them hate my echo, but I like it. So DJ Phil Skills, how's it
I
going?
like
Good to
it.
see you. Yeah, good to see it. Good to see you as well. Thanks for coming through. And again, for those just coming in, we're just speaking with Keyona Lashawn as well, a singer, out of New Jersey, and doing definitely bigger things. We're gonna get into another song of hers that I like. This picture reminds me of Janelle Monáe.
Okay.
I don't know why. There's just something about the look or just
I
how
gotta
she how
see.
you're posing how you're posing reminds me of her definitely in this picture. So let's get into the next song and throw some comments, you guys, in the chat. uh, when you listen to her song, give some honest feedback and let us know
Yes,
what
please.
you think of it. and post it in the chat right now as well on Facebook, YouTube. And yeah, let's get into this track. All right, so I'm going to try to set this up here and get into this track. I'm going to just remove this banner. Okay, here we go.
Tears falling with every stroke of my pen. Smudged, damn, I think I did it again. My heart is telling me to stay, but my mind knows that I need to leave before you hurt me. Again and again, I can't keep running back into the same thing, trying to recycle something that I thought I wanted when really all I needed was myself. I can't trust myself when I'm with you. No, it's not good for my head. Get on. So you can't convince me to stay, baby. No, it's too little, too late. So I pray this letter finds its way. Hardest thing I had to do was forgive the one who hurt me, but he didn't admit. But every time I choose to stay, what I've learned is when hearts break, no, they won't break evenly. A part of me dies every time. I can't keep running back into the same thing, trying to recycle something that I thought I wanted when really all I needed was myself. Can't trust myself when I'm with you. No, it's not good for my health. So I'll leave before you get on. So you can't convince me to stay, baby. No, it's too little, too late. So I pray this letter finds its way. Tried and I tried, tried and I tried, tried and I tried. I can't stay. No. I wish it didn't have to end this way. No, it's too little, too late. So I pray this letter finds its way.
Yay, that was amazing. I loved it.
Thank you.
So good. So what did you guys think? I'm going to check the chat room right now, see their comments, because they definitely give honest comments here on Twitch. Okay, so DJ Jonah says dope. Bronx is giving clapping and fire signs as well. And let's see here. Oh, yeah, I know. I agree. Sheesh. I need a fan in here after listening to her music.
Oh, God.
So Bronx Harlem girl says, very sultry. Oh, wait, I got to do it right. Very sultry and sexy with Keyona Lashawn. Yeah, that is true. You know, it's definitely spicy. I definitely need a fan. Honey Flow needs to be fanned down right now. The men need to be fanned in Honey Flow's chat room as well.
But if you notice though, like even like with the words, I try not I write it in a way where your kids could still listen and they're like they don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I
true.
mean? So it's like it's not like raunchy. You know what I mean?
Jonah's like, yes, I need a fan. He needs a fan in Chicago immediately. Kim Blue is like, you have an incredible voice. She really does.
Thank you.
Let's see here. I'm looking at some of these other I don't know if you could see the chat. If you click comments, you could see the chat and you could see what they're saying. If not, that's okay. I'll just read them out. Let's see here. This girl, Xtina, threw up some emotes for you as well. Jonah says, very talented. Hate Driz is throwing up some flames. And let's see. Yeah, I feel like I'm in a heat wave after listening to her music, guys.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just joking. Let's see here. Yeah, so Jonah also said you have a pure voice, which I think is so incredibly hard to find. Like I see a lot of artists and a lot of musicians, definitely message me as well. And, I can't always put their content online or push things forward, but when I heard you right away, I'm like, wow, like you definitely have a special gift, and I hope it goes so much further than you think.
Thank you.
It may sometimes it takes time, but like you said, it's only that one open door, right?
Yes.
That can open up for you. So I'm just curious, what is like your greatest memory that you've had with music? I know you've been doing this for a long time since you were a child, but do you have like a great, like even if it's a few fond memories of music?
Yeah, I would say it's not really what you're gonna think it is. It's like me singing or like with the family.
Okay.
Like I come from a family of singers, so like I got to sing at like a family reunion.
Oh,
And
nice.
that was like, that was the best.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. So I'm sure your family's so proud of you too.
Yeah, they are. But it's funny because then like you had those memories recorded and stuff like that, and then you look back, you're like, oh my God, this person's gone. You know what I mean? But even when I think about it, I have like the good memories from like that day and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely
so true.
Just being with the family.
That's awesome. I love that. Have you ever thought about like ever in your career or singing career to move? Have you ever thought, oh, maybe if I went to LA or Atlanta or a different place, although New Jersey would be, I'm sure, pretty big, probably competitive, very close to New York.
Yeah, that's something that's been coming up a lot lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I know a lot of people that are moving to either LA or Atlanta. But it's funny because even the people that are from Jersey, a lot of them go other places and get on, you know what I mean? And that's good. That's good that their dreams is coming true and stuff like that. But who is really coming out repping Jersey? You know what I mean? So right now my answer would be no to move. I'm trying to like, and that's something that we're trying to do here. Like even with Jake Hopes and, we're trying to build up Jersey. You know?
Yeah,
So,
no, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great to do that. And I see your music going pretty far in Europe. Like, if you get that audience base or different areas, I see that going really far in different countries. Of course, me coming from Toronto, Canada, definitely would love your sound here. But have you ever thought of maybe just because with the internet and online, you could really go anywhere, right?
Right. And that's the thing, like with music, it goes further than I've ever been, and with like I don't even know what you call it, but like you can see like where your songs are streaming. And especially with TikTok, with Falling in Love, because that's like the only song that really did good on TikTok so far. But like the people that make videos to it, you see people from everywhere, China, Africa,
awesome.
like all over. So yeah, it's cool to like see, streaming like, okay, 50 people listen today here, or you know what I mean? So it's surprising. I'm like, how did they find me?
Yeah.
But yes, the songs have been doing good in, different places. And I'm just looking forward to like traveling to these places and doing some shows.
You need to. Your song, because your songs were on like Facebook. I was able to get that on Facebook and also some of the reels, Instagram, TikTok. I was able to get it from there. So her songs are all on there, you guys.
But that's
snippets
why
too,
it's important. You guys got to share,
Hmm.
share. And that's why I love what you're doing, to get it out there because, like I said, songs can go so far, but it takes for us to share it, share it, share it. So,
Exactly. And sometimes it's not even the talent because there's like such great talent out there. But,
Mm-hmm.
social media is like algorithms. So it's kind of
Right.
almost like a lottery draw. Like,
Right.
I interviewed a DJ on here. Her 90s video went to 12 million people. And then that's how she was able, well, she was also very, very talented. Jay Chalet,
Right.
she's amazing. But then it spiraled. And then during the
Mm-hmm.
pandemic, she went to a million people. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like sometimes it's not because there's so many talented people like a Whitney Houston type
Exactly.
of talent, but they never get noticed. And I think it has a lot
Mm-hmm.
to do with the algorithms as well,
That's true.
right?
That's true.
So,
Yeah.
so not to get discouraged, for
No, but
people
that's why
or
we have
singers out
to,
there, keep
that's
sharing.
why, yeah,
Yeah.
like that's why I try to like create new content and stuff. I don't have any music videos yet, but I'm working on that because
Hmm.
people keep asking me like, when are you gonna do some like visual like music videos? So I'm looking to do that, but this is the reason why I do like the clips and stuff, like the reels, and just to kind of get it heard. I'm
Yeah, the
doing some
clips
more
are still
covers.
good. The clips are great, like the reels that
Thank
she has
you.
on Instagram. And all it does is taking those short clips and keep
Mm-hmm.
reposting, do the reel,
Yep.
but also keep reposting it to your stories.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, and tell
Mm-hmm.
people to definitely share. So was
Yep.
there, do you have any like a funny memory or maybe like a worst moment in music at all? Well, we'll start with a funny one if you could think of
Oh,
any.
funny. Oh, I guess it's funny now. It wasn't funny at the
Hmm.
time.
Yeah.
I had a show and I could not remember the
Oh
words.
shoot.
It was to my own song that I wrote. I'm
Oh
like,
no.
and I'm sitting there like, I know it. Like, I don't know if it was like the nerves or what. Like I
Hmm.
just could not remember the words. And
Oh
then luckily
no.
I looked down and somebody was singing the words. So I was like, all right, cool, start it over. Let's do it again.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, another thing, it was like one of my like first track dates. I normally perform with my band. So that might have
Hmm.
been it too. Like it I don't know. It's funny now, but in the moment I was like, oh my
Oh
God,
yeah, for sure.
they're
That would be
gonna hate
mortifying.
me.
But hey,
Yeah.
don't worry. Wasn't it Shaka Khan? No, who was it? You guys, I can't
Oh,
remember. Was
yes.
it Shaka Khan forgot Tina Turner's?
It was Patti LaBelle, I believe,
Oh, Patti
right?
LaBelle.
Yes.
Yeah. Shaka
But
Khan was
it
the one that
happens.
drank a little bit wine, too much
Oh,
wine
yes.
on the
Yes.
verses, right? So it was Patti
Yeah.
LaBelle.
But
And
it was.
mhm,
But like, and I know that was probably embarrassing for her, but for me, it's like, okay, I'm not the only one. She's been doing this forever, you
yes.
know? And
Yeah.
then there's some people that like Mr. Jackson, he'll like change the words, like and then come right back. Like I'm not like that. Not yet. Like if
Hmm.
I'm thrown off, I'm thrown off.
Hmm.
So I gotta learn to like just kind of flow with it. Like don't take, yourself so serious, just
Hmm.
like have fun. And that's what I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to learn to just have fun with it and not be so like, you know.
Yeah,
So yeah.
exactly. That's so true. Yeah. And I actually like when they make mistakes because it kind of shows like they're
That
human.
they're real
Like we're
and that
all
they're really
human.
singing. Their mic
Exactly.
is
And
really on.
yeah, exactly. And wasn't she singing I forgot the words or leave me alone
Uh-huh.
or don't
Yeah.
and she got attacked like,
I
big time.
know.
But I was like, man, you guys, it's not easy being on a stage
Right.
with lights in
It's
front of you
not.
and that sort of thing. Have you done other competitions like trying to, say like have you ever thought about like the American Idol,
I
back in
did
the day or
American
any of those?
Idol.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did American Idol when I think I was 16.
Oh
Actually, I went
wow.
with the same person that I auditioned for the Apollo with. So me and
Wow.
him, his mom and my mom, we all went together,
Yeah.
and we did it. It was so many people. We
Oh
went
yeah.
to it was in Philly. I think it was their
Hmm.
last stop, and we did it. We didn't make it, but we
Hmm.
did it.
Yeah.
And then The Voice. Somebody reached out to me and wanted me to do The Voice,
Hmm.
but the contract was like for 5 years, and I was like, oh, Like
Hmm.
and looking back, 5 years went by like that. But at the time I was like, that's so long. Oh my God, no. you know. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. So, isn't it crazy, you guys, to think that like, okay, American Idol, she didn't make it, but then the Apollo
Hmm.
Theater, she gets first place. Like,
Right.
that's unbelievable. So that just shows that you got to keep trying. Like sometimes
Had to.
it may come on your first try, sometimes it
Yep.
may come on your 100th try, who knows?
Right.
But I think it's the people that kind of make it in this industry is ones that just keep pushing forward and they
Exactly.
don't stop, they don't quit. And that's tough to do too.
Hmm.
So yeah, so that's really amazing too. Let's see. Bronx Harlem Girl says New Yorkers no talent. Yeah, I could see that, but I can see it being. I wonder if it's like very I know it's competitive, but the same
Hmm.
as like in LA. Like, say if you're auditioning in LA compared to an
Mm.
audition in New York, if it would be
Well,
about
I
the
don't know.
same.
I feel like, yeah, I feel like New York and LA is kind of like, it's just my
Mhm.
opinion.
Yeah,
I don't know. We need some people from LA to kind of say something, but I would think it's like about the same,
yeah. It could be definitely be the
you
same.
know?
Now, if you guys have any questions, make sure you guys drop them in the chat for Keyona, Lashawn as well. We got about half an hour left. Wow, this has gone so fast as well.
I
So drop them
know.
in. Hey, you know what? This is perfect. I just have Alex in the building. Mahia. Did I say that right? In the mix. Did I say that right now, Alex? How you doing, Alex? Alex actually has been in radio. I just interviewed him last week. He would be a great person to connect with because he knows
Yeah.
a lot of people also in the industry. Alex, I want you to meet Keyona Lashawn. She's a beautiful artist out of New Jersey, and she's worked with Freddie Jackson. I think that honestly, Alex, I'm not even saying this. You need to hear her music. But this guy's been on radio and has an extensive background in the Bay Area, just working with so many great artists. And he's a total
Hmm.
humble guy. He's a great guy. So I would
Oh,
love to connect you guys if I can as well.
yes.
And, if you're digging her music, which I know you will, definitely play it if you can for her as well. So he's got an ear for radio. He's been in radio, I mean, since the '80s or DJing.
Wow.
Has worked with so many guys, Gangstar and other people, so
Hmm.
many in the industry. So yeah, I hope you guys can
Nice.
connect.
Absolutely.
Um, yeah, so he says Jersey is in the house. We would love to hear your jams. And most importantly, he does a lot of positive things in the community, and I just think you guys would be a really great
Yeah,
matchup
that would be
too.
great. Because I
Yeah.
do it. I don't know if you've seen it. I do a Kiana Sings for Books.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and
I saw that. If you want to
yeah, so
explain that.
that would be something great that maybe we could come together on. But yeah, it kind of to the like, and he fell, and like when I say he fell in love with reading, like I mean he fell in love with it. Like how like a lot of people like to be at home gaming, or kids like to be home gaming. He'll be like, "Can we go to the library?" I'm like, "Sure." So that kind of like pushed something in me to want to like help other kids like tap into it, and see that there's other things that you can do besides games. So
Yeah, exactly.
so yeah, so what I started doing was like gathering books together, and then I would go and give them out to like different communities. And now we have like these I don't even know what you call it, but like the boxes with books that kids can like get the books out, read it, bring it back or whatever. So I
Hmm.
started putting some in there, like around actually I started around Camden, and then Trenton area. So yeah, so
That's
it's
awesome. Yeah, so you grab books. I think I saw a video of you getting a box of books from
yeah,
someone,
uh-huh.
and then you just what do you do with the books? You give them to other kids,
Yeah, so
or
I either drop them off to, like I said, like the I don't even know what you call it, but it's like these little stations that have books in it. Like you just might see them like on the corner of different streets.
okay,
Maybe
yeah,
that's just a
yeah.
Jersey thing. I don't know.
No, 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 no. We have that
But
here too. Yeah.
okay, good. So yeah, I dropped them off there. I also was collabing with Cam Care, which is are you? Oh, no, are you? You're not from Jersey, right?
From Toronto, Canada.
Oh, that's right. That
That's
you
where I am right now.
did say
Yeah.
that. So for all my Jersey people who know like the Camden area, Cam Care is kind of like they help like provide insurance like for low income families and stuff like that. So I partnered with them and started getting books, and they would give them out and different things like that. So, just trying any kind of way just to get books out there. And then I had a lot
Yeah.
of people donate. The one guy that you've seen that gave the books, he was actually a teacher who had like tons of books. So he gave me so many books.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah.
It's really cool to see different people, even in my chat or people I've interviewed, like Alex and you and others. Like, there's just so much need in the world. So
Mm-hmm.
it's interesting to hear how everyone is doing something. Like he helps the homeless as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the Bay Area, you're helping kids with books.
Right.
Mine would be like fighting against human trafficking. That's
Oh
something that
my
like I'm
goodness.
crazy,
Yes.
crazy passionate about
Yes.
and I want to get more involved with. So it's kind of interesting to just hear like each person one by one what they believe in or what they want
Right.
to, what they're passionate about. And there's just so
Mm-hmm.
much need, right? So I think that's awesome with the
Thank
book,
you.
with the book thing as well. And, and you collecting them and you doing that. And you're right. Like kids need to have that, like we had that,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Not just social media or video games, because
Mm-hmm.
like 24/7 that can like bring a lot of anxiety too, but just bring it back to the basics again, I think is
Yeah.
great.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows if kids
But
will
like
have that
even
books in the future.
right is now everything is gonna be the audio books and
Hmm.
which I love audiobooks
AI.
too. I love
Yeah.
audiobooks too. But yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so do you know uh Roy Hamilton? He's from Canada.
Sounds familiar.
Producer.
But
Yeah,
no, I
producer.
don't think I do.
He did like a lot of 90s songs that we love. He did Stutter for Joe.
Oh, okay. I
So yeah,
didn't know that.
he's out. Yeah, he's out. He's actually originally from Jersey, but now
Hmm.
he's like in the Canada area. Yeah,
Really?
so when I go to work with him, I might have to like stop by and meet you in person.
Yeah, definitely. Is he in Toronto? Is he in Toronto, Canada?
Yes, he is. Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Amazing. I'm going to have to look
Yep.
him up. Actually, what was his name again? I'm going to jot
Roy
it down.
Hamilton.
Oh, Roy Hamilton. Okay. I know there's
Yeah,
Roy Robertson or Roy
that's
Hamilton.
he
Okay.
actually is like a third generation. His grandfather I'll let him tell his story, but his grandfather was like really well known and influenced so many people like Elvis and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So we were talking about that earlier, Alex. He's got a great question because he just came in later. So he
Yeah.
has a question for you. One of my favorite producers of Jersey is KG of Naughty by Nature and Jeanne.
Ooh.
Keyona, Lashawn, do you write and produce your own music?
I do write. Lights On, I had the chance to like kind of like produce a little bit. So that was fun because we had live instrumentation for Lights On, so I was able to like to tell the guitar player like, oh, I want you to follow me on this part and little things like that. But yes, I do write my own songs, and I also write for other artists as well.
Awesome. Now, I don't know if I could put you on the spot again, but I really, really, really want Alex to hear. And who knows, maybe Alex may know some people on the West Coast that can, if he's digging the sound, maybe
Yeah.
he could kind of connect you. I feel like that's my job or my gift because I'm such a connector. Like I love connecting people some way, somehow. So if you're willing to maybe sing a little snippet again, that would be amazing. Yeah, that would be amazing if you want. Not to put you on the spot, but I think I am a little bit.
All right. I'll sing Beyonce 1+1.
Okay.
If I ain't got nothing, I've got you. And if I ain't got something, I don't give a damn, 'cause I got it with you. I don't know much about algebra, but I know that 1 + 1 = 2. And it's me and you. And that's all we'll have when the world is through. 'Cause baby, we ain't got nothing without love. Mm-mm. And darling, you got enough for the both of us. So come on, baby, make love to me. Me, me, me. Oh, make love to me.
Amazing. I love
Thank
that.
you.
Thank you so much. So
Thank
Alex
you.
just said, wow. Yeah, so if you know anyone, Alex, too, definitely I could send you some of her stuff and you can add her on Instagram. But I hope you guys can also connect. She's got a beautiful voice. I'm going to be playing her on my show and looking for more artists such as yourself, too. So if you
Yeah,
know any, please,
absolutely.
inbox me as well. I would love to
Absolutely.
showcase them as well as you.
Yeah.
And Alex said, yeah, that was definitely good. So
Thank
again,
you.
like we were talking about earlier, it's just that one open door. You just never know,
Mm-hmm.
And in life, it's not just that one door. Like,
Right.
I mean, we both know and believe that, God opens up multiple doors
Mm-hmm.
in the strangest ways, right? Like, so you
Mm-hmm.
you just never know. Yeah. So I
Mm-hmm.
hope you guys definitely connect. So yeah, we have 20 minutes left, you guys. If you have any questions for her, anything you want to know about her, now's your time to ask. Drop it in the chat, and I'll give you guys a few minutes as well. But definitely drop your questions in the chat for her, too. So I was gonna say, what would be on your bucket list for the future? Because I know you're doing so much right now and growing as well as an artist. But do
Mm-hmm.
you have a bucket list for singing or performing?
Hmm. Bucket list.
Like, say, like an
Um,
arena, or like performing at the
yeah.
White House or a basketball
Oh,
game,
I
or
want to do all of that.
yeah.
um, I would love to, and I know a lot of people probably say this, but I really, really mean it. Like, I would love to write a song for Beyonce.
Hmm.
I would love that. I would love to perform at the Grammys. I want to. I know it's not like music related, but I want to do a movie. I want to be like in a movie.
Oh, nice. I love
Yeah,
that.
I would love to, or a musical, or both, movie and musical. I
I
like
could
to do
see you
both.
doing that, like a musical. I could see you
Yeah.
definitely doing that. Yeah. Or
Hmm.
a
Yeah,
movie.
I see. I came from that. Like our high school was
Hmm.
like a music. See, I'm from Willingboro, and Willingboro
Hmm.
is, they call it like Little Motown. A lot of great people came from Willingboro, and our high school did a lot of plays. Like we were known for, like some schools are known for like their football teams. Like we were
Hmm.
known for like our music department. So we did plays, and I would just love to get back to that.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, that would be great. Bronx Harlem Girl says, "Girl, you got range on you." I agree. Like, if someone could just sing
Oh,
a cappella on the spot, that's talent. Not everyone can
thank
do
you.
that, right?
Yeah, you caught me off
Alex,
guard. I was like, what am I gonna
yeah, sorry, I had
say?
to. I
Do
had
it.
to again, just so a few people can
Right.
hear your voice again. But you could definitely catch her if you add her on Instagram. Just follow her, Keyona Lashawn. Alex also says, what or who was your inspiration to start singing? I know we answered that question earlier, but you can
Yeah.
mention it again.
Yeah. No, so I was just saying, like, um, watching my mom clean up and sing around the house. That was kind of like where it first started. Church, of course, that's, you hear some of the best music at church.
Hmm.
um, and then just like watching certain artists on TV, like, oh my goodness, I wish my sister was here so she could tell you, because you're not gonna believe it if I say it. Like, I literally kept a tape inside the VCR. I know I'm telling my age, but
Hmm.
in the VCR. So whenever Beyonce came on, they would have to like push it in and record it so I can
Hmm.
watch it. I've literally seen everything that she's done.
Oh,
So
wow.
Beyonce was definitely like an inspiration for me too.
Yeah, for sure. And then Alex
Yeah.
says, do you dance as well?
I do dance. It's, I mean, the
You're
music that I've
asking
been
for a lot,
writing.
Alex. You're asking
I
for a lot, Alex.
know.
Singing, dancing, acting.
Right,
You want her to cook? You
right.
want her to cook
I can
too?
cook
Let us
too. I
know.
can cook. I can cook.
I'm just joking.
But no, I can dance. The songs that I've been writing like recently hasn't been like dancey songs though. But I do want to get into that. Like I do want to, write more up-tempo records. So that's something on my bucket list. I definitely want to, do more of that.
Okay. And I was gonna say, I don't think you didn't know this, but some of your songs actually really got me through this week with everything that's
Oh
happened.
my gosh.
So like some of your songs where you sing about your faith, I'm like, wow,
Right.
like that actually really touched me. I
Wow.
was playing them, a lot this week. And I love that too. Like you adding that in. I think that's really important too.
Thank you.
Gives
And
your
that was
music a
something that was
different vibe.
hard. That was something that was really hard because, being a Christian is like, am I doing the right thing? Should I be singing gospel? You know what I mean? And it's like
Mm-hmm.
you go back and forth, like, am I doing the right thing? Because you're always told, like, oh, this is the devil's music,
Yeah.
And so I was at a church, not even my church. I was at another church. I did not sing or anything. And when I went to go put money in the collection plate, the pastor grabbed my hand and he said, and I think he even whispered it in my ear. He said, that what you're doing is right. He said, I'm trying to think exactly how he said it. He said, you're going to be able to touch more people than I would touch, talking about himself, than he can touch, because everybody doesn't listen to gospel music. So I might reach more people than he'll be able to reach by doing R&B. And that's why I try, like, and I know, like, we were laughing and joking about, like, lights on and stuff like that, but I still try to keep it, clean, because my message is love.
Yeah.
God is love, and I still try to keep true to who I am, like we talked about earlier, trying to stay true to who I am, and also doing what I love, but in a way where it's not like, raunchy or anything like that.
100%. Like I can so identify with everything you're saying. It's a hard balance. It's a hard
so
balance in
hard.
entertainment
It's so
with music.
hard.
I struggle with that too as a DJ. Like, what should I play? What shouldn't I play? I have so much more music that I don't play.
So do you feel? So you do feel guilty with playing?
Yeah,
Wow.
100%. Like I definitely struggle. It's a fine balance with your integrity, what you believe in, and maybe that's why I keep replaying certain songs like the Anthony Hamiltons, or just a different vibe. I don't play anything like overly, but do I get it perfect? No, because like it's nearly impossible as a DJ playing music. But I have not picked up a lot of gigs or events based on my values too.
But you're gonna be rewarded for it.
Yeah, it can be hard for sure. Bronx Harlem Girl had a great question. How do you feel about body image, and have you felt pressure to be a certain way? That's a great question, Bronx.
Yeah,
Harlem
absolutely. It's funny that you bring that up. Remember I mentioned having COVID. So when I had COVID, I lost my voice, and I wrote through it. Like, I would still come to the studio and record, like, not during COVID, but like after having it, I would come to the studio and still push through. But my voice was not, like, I knew it wasn't where it was supposed to be. Like, I lost my range at one point, and I went to like every single doctor that you can imagine. Like, I did speech therapy, I did everything, and they're like, we don't see what's wrong. Like, are you sure that you're not hitting? I'm like, I am not hitting where I was at. And going back to church, and the pastor said, it's spiritual, go on a fast. And I know I'm like kind of going around the question, but it all goes together, right? So anyway, like, our last resort, before the fast, we did like steroid, took so much steroid, so much.
Oh, wow.
We even did like injections, and it made me gain so much weight. And it I didn't even notice. I don't think I noticed the weight because I was so focused on everything else. but then people are like, oh, you're fat, like, and people would start saying stuff, and then I'm like, oh my God, like, oh my gosh, that's when it started bothering me. So yes, that stuff bothers you. Body image definitely can affect you. But I mean, but what can I do? Like, what can I do? That's how I am now. But I started walking. I do 5 miles every day. And I found out, remember I was telling you how I started finding things that I love. I love walking. I would have never known that I love to walk. So I walk, I do cycling. But yes, like, of course, so we're women and we want to be, like, perfect and all these things or whatever. So of course that bothers you, but you just gotta push through, and if you want something to change it.
So true. And even the most beautiful women, feel that way, right? Even the most confident Instagram type of models, like, I feel like as women, sometimes we find like at least more than one thing wrong with us. You know what I mean? Like, I walked into a clothing store and the sales clerk's like, and I was complaining, and everyone's like, oh, you look good in the skirt, or you look good in the dress. And I'm like, oh, I don't know, my legs and this and this and this. And he looked at me and he's like, I have yet to find, he's like, you find the most beautiful women that walk in here, and every single woman has an insult. Yes, about herself. And he goes, I have to meet one woman that walks in and actually likes the way she looks, which is kind of crazy.
Oh my God.
See,
we're so hard on ourselves.
Yeah, we definitely are.
I wrote a song about that. I don't know when we're going to put it out, but it's called Imperfect.
Wow.
When we do put it out, I'll send it to you. But it talks about like all of that. And then I try to not leave you in that place. So then it kind of goes and it starts talking about feeling, like I'm imperfect, but I'm perfect. You know what I mean? So.
Wow.
Yeah, but
why do you think we are so hard on ourselves? Do you think it's
I don't know.
the media, the industry, like what we're always being shown, what we need, like have to do or work on?
Yeah, I think definitely like social media has affected us a lot. And then people feel like they're allowed to just say whatever now too with social media, So, and a lot of it, when people say negative things, a lot of the time it's not even that they feel that way about you, it's that they feel that way about themselves.
So true.
Yeah. But I know it is like so hard to not be hard on yourself.
That's so true.
And I was looking at we all have to try to do
work on. Exactly. And I was looking at your pictures. I was like, wow, she's like fire. Like she's so beautiful. And, and the way she poses and her clothes and everything, like you really do radiate. Like you really, all your shots are like stunning,
And I feel awkward. I'll be like, is this good?
Really?
Like, this is good. Keep going. I'm like, oh.
Wow. That's amazing.
I feel awkward.
Yeah. But it's nice to know that you're honest. Like it's nice to know, people need to be more honest online, and that helps so many other people, so many other women out there as well. Right. So thanks for the question, Bronx Harlem girl. I may need you to be my partner on my show. You're giving some great questions here, along with Alex. So Alex says, what personally are you doing to grow as a musician or artist?
Oh, I practice every day. I write at least one song a day, at least. Just to like sharpen that skill and keep it there. It's kind of like my manager like compares it to like a basketball player, like with free throws, like as soon as you like kind of stop or start focusing on something else, you lose that. I don't watch sports, but like you lose that. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make sure every day I write a song every day, and it works. There's some days where it's like, I feel like I'm talking about the same stuff. And then I go back and I listen. I'm like, no, everything's different. Just, keep going. Yeah.
So true. Kim Blue, thank you for joining us. She says she has to leave. She's going to catch the replay later, along with, other people. I usually have a few hundred people later on that catch the replay, which is great. So again, you guys, if you're catching the replay, if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, make sure you add Keyona _Lashawn. You see her socials. I've been posting them. You can catch her music, definitely online here. Beautiful person. And it's always great having these interviews with someone that is like-minded. It's very rare.
Yeah.
So it's always nice meeting someone that, believes the same thing you do as well.
Right.
So thank you, Kim Blue. We appreciate you for coming through. Bronx Harlem says, "You're beautiful, sis. Keep
Thank
shining."
you.
Pink Assassin, how you doing? Good to see you, girl. Pink Assassin is from the Bay Area too. She does a talk show as well, and she says, "Been listening and lurking." So lurking on here means that they're kind of like hiding out, like they're not in the chat, but they're just
Got
listening
you. Okay.
to what we have all these different names and codes here, I guess, on Twitch.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, Pink Assassin says she's already downloaded one of your songs.
Yay. Thank you.
Pink Assassin, you're going to love her. You're going to love her music too, and she's got a little bit of spice just for you.
I'm like kind of sliding into aisle 5 just a little bit.
Yeah, I was explaining the aisles. Aisle 5, aisle 2. Aisle 2 is the marriage commitment section. Aisle 5 is a little bit of entanglement.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Maybe you're kind of more 3. I don't think you're exactly
there
entanglement. It's kind of
go.
like, number 2 moving to number 3, which should eventually happen after number 2.
I know. I feel like I'm in 2, but I'm like peeking over to see what's happening in 3.
Exactly. You're snatching the spice from aisle 3. Exactly. It is spicy. It may not be spicy for Pink Assassin because she's spicy a little bit too in a good way. But for Honey Flow, yeah, it can be a little. I need some water. I need a bit of water. No, but it's definitely great music for sure. So if you guys have any more questions, we have 7 minutes left. If there's anything else you want to know about her as well, do you have anything? And I always ask this question to everyone because I just am so interested in hearing how people view life and things. But besides music and performances, is there anything on your life bucket list you would like to do? Like, say if you had like a month, and I always ask that, it's kind of a deep question to ask this week for sure. But, if you had a month to live, like what would that look like to you? What would you want for your life bucket list? Like, what would you want to do?
That's a great question. I'm sure like if I literally only had a month, my whole perception would change and I would have a whole different answer. But right now I would just say definitely like travel, maybe with like a selected few of people, like handful of people that I love, and just travel all around the world and see some places. Yeah.
Is there any places in particular you would want to go to?
No, the place that I really wanted to go to was France, and
Looks like we lost her for a second, guys. Okay, I think there you are. You're back. Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, so I went to France already and I loved it. Loved it. But no, I don't know. I definitely want to see Africa, which I might go if I'm allowed to, if Mr. Jackson lets me, because he's doing like a tour and I'm trying to go.
Oh, amazing.
But I would love to see Africa. Love it. I would love to. I don't know.
Oh, that's amazing. Question, yeah, Pink Assassin says Blurred Lines is one that I downloaded. That's what she said of you.
Okay.
Yeah, we got Eats.
Thank you.
Gotta do this right. Eats, Beats, and Rhymes in the building. So Eats, Beats, and Rhymes is a huge music head too. He does a talk show as well. Nice. Eats, Beats, and Rhymes. You have to add. You guys got to connect. You got to connect with Keyona Lashawn, which is my guest here. She's a great singer as well. And if you guys, any DJs in the room, want to showcase her music, make sure you guys do. really passionate about, finding artists that are good, like really, really good and have good vocals. So I think you'd be digging, her sound. So definitely check it out. Make sure you guys are adding Eats, Beats, and Rhymes too. He's super dope and does a great, great show too. So yeah, 5 minutes left or a couple minutes left, you guys. Any other questions? Definitely drop them in the chat. Have you been to Toronto, Canada too, or Canada at all?
I haven't been yet.
Oh man.
I know, I was supposed to go out there to work on a song, but I ended up cutting it here.
Oh,
So
okay.
we're supposed to be like still trying to work it out where I come out there, and I can't wait.
Okay. Yeah. If you ever come, definitely message me. I'd love
Yeah,
to
I
connect
sure
and
will.
meet
I was
you as
gonna
well.
ask you, were you like
hmm
affected by like the fires?
Oh, yeah, it was kind of strange because I mean, we've had crazy alerts like don't go
Okay.
outside, and I think we're number one country in the world with the most pollution. But I feel like it's kind of weird, if you believe there's a lot of
Yeah.
things happening in these times. The thing
Right.
I don't get is like your skies were like orangey red and our skies
Yes.
weren't. And like
Really?
yeah, so it didn't make sense to me because we look clear, like we're clear
Yeah. It
here.
was
The only thing,
terrible here.
oh yes,
Terrible.
yeah. So I don't know what's going. Something's definitely going on because I don't understand how like some days could be
Mm-mm-mm.
smoky and then other
Yep.
days are totally clear and raining, and then the
Wow.
next day there's like some alert saying you can't go outside because it's so smoky again.
Wow.
So it's not making sense to me. So I think they're
Wow.
definitely. Who knows if the next
Something.
pandemic's going to be climate change or climate
Oh
climate
my
stuff. You know
goodness.
what I mean? Like
Whew.
there's a lot going on in this world.
It is.
We gotta stay
Yeah.
awake and
Yep.
research and know. But we found
Yep.
it strange because in Toronto, I mean, we were affected with the smoke, and a couple of days ago it was really smoky. But the whole
Mm-hmm.
day I went bike riding and it was clear skies,
Oh wow.
beautiful. And then at 7 o'clock, all of a sudden it's smoky and
Oh,
smelly, like a bonfire. Just it's not making
that's
sense.
so strange.
You know what I mean? I don't know. How was it for you
Mm-mm-mm.
guys in Jersey? Like,
It was terrible. Like when you, and this crazy because the first time that it happened, I wasn't watching I hate watching the news
yeah,
because it's like
exactly.
so negative.
Yep.
So I didn't really know what was going on. And I'm like, why does it smell like smoke? And I'm saying like it must have been a fire somewhere like close or something.
hmm
And then was on like Instagram and everybody's like, oh, it's a fire. They were saying it was a fire in Burlington County. And I'm like,
hmm
really? I'm like, where? And then they're like, no, it's not. It's, it's in Canada. So I'm like, what is going
Yeah,
on?
if you're
And then
in the
I started
Canadian.
watching the news and I'm like,
Yeah, I heard the New York Post said they're making fun of us. They're like blame the Canadians or something. Then they went and I'm like, what the heck? How come they're blaming us? We don't even
mm-mm-mm.
have orange skies out here.
Right.
So that's why I did a
Mm-mm-mm.
video on my Instagram showing how clear it was. I'm like, where is
Mm-hmm.
this coming from? Right. But I don't
Wow.
know if people are familiar with, I mean, there's a lot of theories. I can't even get into it because people will think
Right.
you're a conspiracy theorist. But honestly, there are things happening. We got to definitely stay awake, especially in these
Mm-hmm.
times, and have faith in
Yep.
these times, right? It's
Right.
critical. So this girl, Xtina, says, great interview. I followed Keyona. So
Thank you.
thank you guys. I appreciate that. Make sure you guys are adding her, Keyona Lashawn, on Instagram. And she said she also followed you on Apple Music. She's like, I
Yay.
got to
Thank you.
run. Thanks, this girl, Xtina, for coming through. We appreciate you.
Thank
Um,
you.
oh, Eats, Beats, and Rhymes. I thought you were in Chicago. He says it was pretty whack down here, but not like New Jersey and New York.
Mm.
And then Chakra, how you doing? Good to see you as well. Chakra, you're gonna love her music. You need to play her. So I'm forcing every DJ that comes in my room. I don't
Aw,
need to
and
force.
thank
I
you.
mean, you naturally have a great voice. But
Thank
he does a
you.
soul show as well, like a soulful show, and plays a lot of R&B slow jams too. So your voice definitely would fit into his show too. Yeah.
Aw,
So I just want to thank you too. I know it's already
thank
7 o'clock.
you.
It's been amazing, just connecting with you today and
It was
having a
so much
conversation.
fun.
Yeah, it definitely was. I'll definitely bring you on again. And
Yes, please.
you know, I'm going to keep playing your music. And if I get a chance, maybe I'll send a clip to you when I have your music playing. You
Okay,
know,
yes, please.
so other countries or other places, you know, are showing that they're playing your music. Definitely would
Yes.
help putting that on. But DJ King Royal, good to see you. We are about to raid out. So raiding out basically just means, oh, we got Mystic Mountain show as well. How you doing? Good to see you. He says hello to you as well. So there's a few people coming in. So what we do is when we raid out, we normally, I have to look right now online. Raiding out means that we take everyone in my room and then
Okay.
just move them to another show. That's what it's
Okay.
called, a raid on Twitch. So I just kind of basically look and see who's on and who we can raid into.
Okay.
So I think I'll just take a minute to do that. And yeah, I definitely want to thank you for coming on. It's been a
Thank you
lot
for
of
having
fun
me.
for sure. So let's see, guys. I'm gonna see who we can see who's on right now. Let's see here. Okay, you know what? We're gonna go to DJ Mai Tai. I don't know if she's leaving at all, but we're gonna go to her. She's out of Philly. We call her Jilly from Philly because she's very smooth, and you know, she's a great DJ. So let's go to her. I'm gonna give her your music too because I know she'll play you and I know she'll love you as well. So I'll definitely keep doing that, and hopefully other DJs will play you guys as well. We got Hate Driz, DJ J Jonah. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming through. We're gonna start the raid right now. Let's see her, and you know, this girl Xtina, Bronx Girl, and everyone else, DJ Phil Skills, everyone that's come through. Thank you guys. I appreciate you.
Yes,
Pink
thank you.
Assassin, Chakra, and everyone else. All right, so it just takes about a minute. We're gonna raid in right now. Okay, so I think it just moved to her show. I'm gonna set it up one more time, and then I think we're good. Let's see here. Okay. It's just rating out. It just takes 1 minute. There we go. Okay, perfect. Okay, so it looks like it rated. So yeah, thank you so much for coming on again. It was awesome.
So much for having me.
And yeah, and we'll definitely be in touch. And if there's any other artists you know, definitely that you think are good, definitely send them my way, and I'll be sure to feature them as well.
All right, I sure will. Thank
All right,
you so
take
much.
care.
All right, take care.
Yes, you too. Yeah,
Bye-bye.
you too. Okay, take care. Bye.